a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
A half-blood of the eldest gods shall listen to this bonus show, Against All Odds.
I'm Charlie from Cabin 13.
And I'm Ray from Cabin 12.
Bro, we are back to our P&F bullshit. Our Phineas and Ferb. The wonderful, wonderful show that we love so much.
Oh, we adore it.
I know it's not Milo Murphy's Law, but I think we love this show a lot.
Nothing can be Milo Murphy's Law. Hey, our audience, all y'all guys, you should watch Milo Murphy's Law. I know we don't do plugs on this show, but I know you didn't, because it doesn't have enough viewers or whatever.
To get another season?
Can we still dream for that? Can we still dream for Milo Murphy season 3? I'm
pretty sure I noticed that one of the creators is making like a different show right now. The something in hamster thing. God, what is it? It's about a girl superhero and her hamster is also a superhero. I think
that sounds vaguely familiar.
I keep seeing like bits and pieces of the end of episodes whenever I watch Miraculous. So it is a show that exists. Hamster and Gretel. That's what it's called.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's created by one of the guys. So not both of them, but...
Is it Swampy or Povenmire?
Povenmire.
Okay.
So...
Gotcha.
But it still has Swampy voicing characters, I'm pretty sure. So...
Good. As he should.
It's the creation of one of them, but they're still both kind of like in it because God, Thomas Sanders is in the show.
Because they're besties.
Thomas Sanders is in the fucking show.
Oh my God. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about.
It's not at all, but like my brain thought of it, okay? Yeah, so there's a few Phineas and Ferb episodes that are just like Greek related because why not?
When you're a fucking nerd, what else do you make cartoons about?
I just realized what I said was a pun, because this is the Not My Problem episode. Why not?
We had some good not puns in the content of the episode.
Literally, like, the opening of Buford being, like, not knowing what they're saying. Like not with a K.
Okay. So, I never have seen Phineas and Ferb season 4, like, at all, apparently.
Oh boy.
This was entirely unfamiliar to me. And it was kind of interesting to see how the show evolved as it went on. They skip the regular intro shit, and Buford, lampshades that. So that's fun.
Yeah, that is funny. I've only watched all of Phineas and Ferb maybe twice. Like
right,
everything
like,
besides the sporadic, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, I've never sat down and watched Phineas and Ferb in any kind of continuity. I've always, when I was a kid, it was on. So I've seen a lot of it, but apparently at a certain point I stopped. So there's a lot of episodes that I've seen a lot of times, but not all of them.
I'm pretty sure at one point it was on Netflix and I watched everything that was there. And then, when Disney Plus came, I tried to watch like every show from my childhood. So
cute.
Yeah. So spelling the word not. Always very fun. Just the fact that like Buford is constantly making fun of the fact that we didn't have an intro, so like this is the stupidest idea we've ever had. Like, why are we
he's like literally why are we doing this? And no, he's not wrong. Like, they're just tying and then untying a knot. It's not the most fun idea they've ever had.
Another, like, again, this episode could have been called Why Not? For that specific reason.
Yeah.
Literally just why? Why are we doing this? And the reason is because Phineas and Ferb like to do the impossible. That's why.
Of course. They would have so many entries in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Remember that one episode where they literally did that?
Yeah, I vaguely do.
I think they technically broke like 3 world records because like there was the biggest bowling ball, the biggest pinball machine, and then the greatest amount of world records in a day.
Good.
Like The fact that two is the most world records in a day. Anyway.
It's hard to get a world record.
So yeah, this episode is based on the Gordian Knot, which is technically like, okay, this Wikipedia says it's a legend. It's a Greek legend, not a Greek myth. Remember?
Is there a difference? Is that
I don't know, but I just find it funny whenever things are like that. But it's because it's about a real dude, because Alexander the Great is...
Okay, no, that makes sense. If that's like where the distinction lies. Yeah, it's about a real person, but it's not like a verifiable event. So it's a legend instead of a myth that was based on some kind of mythology where we don't know anything about whether they were like real people or based on real people. Interesting. Very interesting distinction.
Yeah. And yes, as Buford notes in the episode, cutting the Gordian knot is a thing. Like the phrase, that is a thing.
And apparently none of them have heard it, but I have. So suck on that, children.
Same. Yeah, like it is pretty much how Buford explains it in the episode. Or is it Buford that explains it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's Buford.
He doesn't know how to spell knot, but he knows what the Gordian knot is, which is... Buford baffles me as a character in so many ways.
For real.
I love him. Yeah, so there's just this fancy ass knot. I'm trying to explain this. Okay, so they dedicate this ox cart to a god, who is, can I even pronounce that? Phrygians. the Phrygian god Zabazios, who the Greeks were like, that's Zeus.
Huh.
Because this isn't Greece. And so they tie it with this, like, fancy-ass knot to, what are they? To just a tree? Okay, sure. Yeah. And then Alexander the Great cuts it because he's like, I'm not gonna deal with that. But there is a special prophecy about whoever can, like, undo this knot, and that's why Alexander the Great wants to do it.
Okay.
Because
I was like, there's got to be some kind of...
Yeah, there's a reason.
Like...
The man who unravels this knot is destined to become ruler of all of Asia.
I see. Unfortunate.
You know, he's Alexander the Great. As Fate's Day Night calls him, he is the king of conquerors. That is what he does. There is an alternate version of the story where instead of just, like, slicing it, he loosens it by, God, what is he pulling out? He pulls the linchpin from the yoke. I know nothing about these carts, but sure. Yeah, that's all I got. It's the Gordian knot. It's a knot. I want to know where Phineas and Ferb got the plans to exactly create this knot, because it's
wild.
It's not really explained how this knot is. It's just a knot.
It's just a knot, guys.
Like, I imagine it's what, like, your hair looks like if you don't brush it ever. Like, you know you've experienced the long hair tangles, I assume, my dude, where it just, like...
Yeah, in my youth.
Yeah, I have also experienced this.
Yeah.
That's what the Gordian knot is,
At
truly.
a certain point, there ain't nothing you can do anymore.
That's when you just cut the hair off.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard a lot of knot-based mythology, and so it's interesting to me, like, that I don't even know that I knew this specific knot story, but I've definitely heard several others. Something about, ant and a trail of sugar and using that to untie a knot or something.
Oh, that's Daedalus.
Okay.
It's not, I think it is tying
It's not a knot.
knots?
That wouldn't make any sense.
No, it's getting a string through, a shell. And that's how he does it. That may or may not be relevant to the next book about labyrinths. Anyway,
yeah, I feel like we just like to think about knots a lot. I feel like they make very good allegory material.
Yeah.
It's, like, difficult and weird and has weird loopholes. Yeah.
Loopholes, you say.
Ha 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 ha. Ha.
I wonder if lawyers like knots then. Catch Phoenix Wright just, like, tying Gordian knots all day.
Little trucker's hitch.
My
their big knot
sorry,
in this episode. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say my last non-Phineas and Ferb thing is just that have you seen the epic rap battles like videos?
I've seen a few of them.
My favorite is the Alexander the Great one, where he does mention the Gordian knot. I'll slice you in half like the Gordian knot. Yeah, that's just my favorite epic rap battle ever. Anyway.
This really has nothing to do with anything, but their big old knot made me think of the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota.
Yo, that is what I was thinking of too. I'm just like, this reminds me of something. But I couldn't think of it.
Yeah. It's an American classic, Twine Balls. But also, have you heard the Weird Al song that's about that? Because it slaps. It's so good.
I actually don't listen to a lot of Weird Al.
Me neither. There was an episode of Strong Songs where he was like, I'm just gonna do my favorite Weird Al song, which was The Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota. I'll send it to you.
Alrighty.
I did Strong Songs as my plug one time, because I was like, I like listening to this guy. He has a very nice
you did.
voice. He did an episode on Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota by Weird Al, and he made me cry. I don't... Oh? There's some really good synths in Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota.
Alrighty. Well, Phineas and Ferb. So yeah,
yes.
The quote-unquote main plot of the episode, which, like, is it really the main plot? I guess. We don't spend a lot of time on Phineas and Ferb's plot this episode.
No. I feel like this episode doesn't have a plot. I feel like it is, like, 3 B plots. And
yeah. I feel like Phineas and Ferb is the C plot, though. It's 2 B plots and a C plot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have the Candace plot, where, Jeremy, why? Jeremy, why?
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Okay. So speaking of things that have changed in Phineas and Ferb as it went on, so that it is strange to me now. Like, this episode, Candace does not give a shit about whatever they're doing. She's like, oh yeah, if it gets big and weird, I'll tell Mom. But, like, she does not care anymore. She's given up.
I think the problem is that, like, she also cares about Jeremy. Like, the 2 things that she cares most about are busting in Phineas and Ferb and Jeremy.
Well,
and right now she's like, ooh, Jeremy had an assignment for me. I need to focus on that.
In an earlier episode, that would have been, like, a huge dilemma for her, though.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Like, I feel like we've even, like, done that before. But by this point, she seems to have very much mellowed out. It's not like she's completely given up. Like, she still goes through the motions, but it doesn't seem like she cares the way she used to about trying to bust them.
You know, she might have already had, like, the episode with, like, the mysterious force and all of that bullshit. In the backyard.
I remember that.
You know, there were a few different episodes where she had, like, you know, growing moments about busting Phineas and Ferb and such. Who knows? Maybe Candace versus the universe actually happened before this. Who knows? Who knows where the heck that falls in the canon of all of this? Because it actually breaks the canon so much. Anyway.
I haven't actually watched that movie. I need to do that.
Like the point of the movie is that she's just like, oh, I guess I don't need to bust my brothers. But it's like, this doesn't happen before the end of the summer. So, like, what about, like, the finale of the show? What about all of that shit? Anyway.
Don't worry about it too much. It's fine. It's Phineas and Ferb.
I did like that movie, but there's problems. Anyway. Yeah.
But yeah, Candace by this point has kind of moved on. She's got her own life, including her cool boyfriend,
who's not
is
really cool.
Kind of a little freak also.
He has all of his baby teeth still.
Because the tooth fairy never came for them? What are you talking about, son? And then she's like, ew. And then she's like, oh, cute. And it's like, Candace, no.
I'm so confused on, like, how his mouth works.
I actually had a friend in college. I still have a friend. He lives... he moved back
you have
here
a friend?
again. I should hang out with him.
You have singular friend?
Yes, a singular friend. Anyways, his molars were like triple wide.
Oh.
Yeah. They had like a ridge in the middle. I don't know how to describe this, but they were like, so not triple, maybe like 1.5 teeth. As opposed to, like, how most people's teeth are.
Okay.
Are designed, which I thought was fascinating. So, no, looking at his teeth up above his other teeth, I was like, I feel like that's a thing that could happen to the human body. But,
You know, there's a lot of weird things about how evolution affects people, and, like, why the fuck do we still have appendixes?
Apparently they do something, just really inefficiently and badly.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, what happens is that, Jeremy gives Candace a safe and is like, I don't know what's in this. Can you get your brothers to open it for me? And because they are busy, Candace is like, I guess I have to try to open it. But she doesn't really try to open it. She just tries to figure out, what could be in it?
I don't even know that she, like, cares that they're busy or whatever. I don't know what her thought process was. She was just like, I would like to think about what's in this.
Yeah, her and Stacy just spend the afternoon trying to figure out, I wonder what's in this. I feel like they don't try to actually open it, though. They're just like, opens,
no, they're just
jiggles
chilling.
it. No, it's not opening. It's not opening. Can't open it, I guess. I feel like I don't know anything about, like, you know, cracking, like, things, but I feel like opening a safe is pretty easy. Just hear the clicks, right? Isn't that it?
I think, like, you can open, like, a locker that way, but I feel like if something's higher quality, you aren't supposed to be able to hear it. You know what I mean? Like...
Okay, I say I don't know anything
whenever you see people
it.
safe cracking and shit.
Yeah, you got, like,
They always have, like...
What's it called? The
stethoscope?
Yeah,
or
stethoscope.
whatever.
Or another option is a glass, actually.
Oh, interesting.
What's another thing that you can
For
use?
amplifying. That's very interesting.
I say I don't know anything, and yet I, like, know something. I don't know how to pick an actual lock. How about that? I feel like opening a safe is easier than picking a regular lock in my brain, because I've seen more about how to do that.
Yeah, like most, like, cheap-ass padlocks, I do not think are very secure. It's just that most people could not be bothered to, like, sit there and, like, listen to your fucking padlock and, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes it too much of a hassle to try to actually steal your shit.
In media, they just show, like, somebody has a hairpin, and then they, like, put it in, and it just opens. That's it. And I'm like,
I
magic.
sort of know the mechanics of lockpicking a little bit, but I could not, like, do it.
You know, this is why we're not children of Hermes, I guess.
My cousin has a real lockpick set because she used to break into places for a job.
Wonderful.
She was a security specialist, and so, they would, try to infiltrate businesses, to see where their security shortfalls were.
Alrighty. That's very cool.
Right? Doesn't that sound delightful?
Oh, also, there's one random line that we get about how bad Candace is at untying knots, I guess. And how good, Phineas and Ferb's mom is.
Oh, right. The incident with the clothes, line.
Like, what? I'm pretty sure we never get, like, an episode on that, which, like, I feel like earlier Phineas and Ferb would have, like, mentioned it a couple times and then made an episode of it. You know, like... They did that in Milo Murphy's Law as well. The llama incident.
The llama incident, yeah. I did not expect to ever see the llama incident, if I'm honest. And then they brought it all full circle.
Yep.
As they do.
Yeah, and then the Perry and Doof plot. God, Doof. Why? Just why?
It's sure something. Yeah, he just wants...
I understand,
the
but
only
I also
thing...
don't.
Okay, so Doofenshmirtz's plot is that he wants to open a Drusselsteinian all-you-can-eat restaurant because he thinks that it's a good scam to have an all-you-can-eat restaurant, especially if all the food is really bad, because then you have, like, no overhead costs because no one eats anything. So you'll have such high profits. Anyways, that's the scheme.
Then you'll get bad reviews and no one else will come.
Yeah, no, it does not work that way. No one will fucking come. But, so his plan is to use his innator to make people really hungry so that they'll eat all the food at his competition and run them out of business. And then he hits himself with it, and then he just runs around eating all the food.
That one guy has a great idea where it's like, why don't you just sell the innator? And like this cool thing where you can eat all you want and not gain any weight.
Yeah, because the innator increases your metabolism so you don't gain any weight when you can eat like an entire restaurant full of food. And he's like, what? That's stupid. Why would I take advice from you? I know how to make money. It's my harebrained schemes. And that guy, okay, that's the only interesting thing to me about this Perry plot, is that guy is 100% right. Like, Doofenshmirtz, if he would just, like, make a living as an inventor, could be very well off and very well respected by his community.
Exactly.
Like happens in Milo Murphy's Law after he becomes Professor Time. Bringing it back, baby!
Ayy.
Sorry for spoiling Milo Murphy's Law for y'all.
Yeah, I was about to be like, Milo Murphy's Law spoilers, I guess, but like, maybe y'all need to watch it now. There was one other funny thing about this Perry plot that I liked. Just a random encounter. So Perry is, he's stuck in like a high chair, just because. And then as he's trying to like escape, he's like bouncing around on this little high chair.
Yeah.
And then there's this encounter with a child who's on a pogo stick. And they just like bounce for a few seconds and like stare at each other
just
intently.
Make eye contact.
And then bounce away. Just Phineas and Ferb things. That's it.
Doofenshmirtz and Perry meet in restaurants a lot. I think these are just dates. Not to get into all that, but
it's one of those things where it's like, you guys realize you made like a ship? Like
no,
you
they know.
it,
they
right?
know what they've done. I remember the fucking pandas shit. Like this is an explicit allegory for relationship things.
Yeah, but also, that's a man and that's a platypus.
Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too hard. He's a secret agent, okay?
Sorry, my brain just went, I should ask my friend to think about this, but as a Beauty and the Beast story now. Anyway. Bestiality.
No, Perry and Doofenshmirtz is a cute ship if you never ever actually think about it. You just have to ignore any of the implications and just never do.
You know what?
Mentally,
they're in a QPR. They're in a QPR.
No, I mean, if we were actually thinking about it, then yes. But we're not thinking about it. We're just shipping it with no critical thought whatsoever.
Okay. Anyway. God, what's this fucking episode about? Okay, so, of course, the way to get rid of the Gordian knot, because, like, we've spent 5 seconds on Phineas and Ferb's plot.
Yeah.
Is that, of course, the innator, Doof eats it, and then Perry, just punches him in the stomach, destroys it. But not before Candace somehow, like, across from Danville gets hit by it.
Don't worry about it. That's literally what always happens.
Exactly. That's what always happens. And, of course, what they made the knot out of is licorice.
Yeah. And, okay, let's think about the implications of that for a second, because they were in that all day. And it's sunny out, and it's gotta be, like...
And it's on the grass?
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat that.
It would be so fucking sticky. All of those children are so sticky right now.
Ugh! So gross.
Hey,
Disgusting.
also, if they know how to tie the Gordian knot, they make this whole thing about, like, untying it after they tie it. If you knew the exact instructions to tie it, you literally just do that backwards. What the fuck? Why is this?
That is correct. Isabella had the right idea all along. Literally, she said, if I just retrace my steps, it'll work.
Yeah, no. If everyone just does that, but apparently... But that's not as fun as trying to just figure it out.
Yeah. So then, the Candace plot, Buford opens the safe. He hits his head against it, right? That's it.
I think, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just hits his head against it, and he opens it, and guess what? In it is a chewed up pencil, given to Jeremy by a girl he liked, and it was Candace. Sure.
These are your teeth marks. And then he does put his baby teeth that just fell out of his mouth in
just now.
The safe. So the last time we did a Phineas and Ferb episode, I kind of gushed about, like, how good everything was and how everything came together and how every joke slapped.
No.
I wouldn't say that this is unenjoyable, but it does not hit as hard.
Yeah, this episode does not hit as hard because, I mean, Doof plot, there was like one plus to it. Candace plot, no. Phineas and Ferb plot, the show didn't care about that. If we were rating Phineas and Ferb episodes, this would be like
this one
so
would be
low.
a bit low.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have so much more to say about the next one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I guess it's cute to imply that, like, Jeremy has always had a crush on Candace? Sure?
But apparently, like, kind of forgot about it, so it's, you know, whatever.
He forgot that he had the pencil, at least.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's very weird. It's very confusing. And of course, they make a joke about Candace eating the pencil because she ate so much before that. So, yeah, that's...
Okay. I did like the acting moment from Ashley Tisdale of when her mom comes up like, okay, what do you want to show me? And she's like, I ate it. It was the size of a house and I ate it. I don't believe it either. That was good. Yeah.
She tends to have good moments like that when the thing disappears, I feel like. Yeah, so, that sure is not my problem. that episode was not my problem. Hey. Yeah. How do I...
Do we have an outro? What do we do here?
I feel like this is such a lackluster episode.
I can see it.
I guess, go eat the Gordian knot, folks, because it's actually made out of fucking licorice. For no goddamn reason.
Of them to make it out of a disposable material. I mean, they could have gotten trapped in there. They were right.
It does feel very Phineas and Ferb to be like, you know what? At least we're gonna be nice to the environment. Yeah.
Great.
Dave X Media.